Dude, what are you doing in there?
Oh, hey there, bro! I didn't see you walk in. Hold on one second, though. I'm in the middle of making some washed-out atmospheres.
Well, why do you have your clothes on?
Hey, can you hold that thought 1 second? Hey, it's time to scrub. But you know, I don't know why I'm wearing clothes right now, to be honest.
Listen, I'm pretty sure this isn't what producers mean when they say washed-out ambient sound design.
Well, listen, bro.
Why were you in the dark, though? You didn't even have the light on.
To get some damp, dark atmospheres, you gotta have the lights off. That's what every pro producer knows. Can't have things being all bright.
Okay.
You know, turn the light off on your way out, because let me just say,
around.
losing the inspiration here.
Hello, wonderful humans of Earth. I am Jimmy Tripp, also known as Brainwave, or Brainwave, also known as Jimmy Tripp. It doesn't really matter which. I have a lot of enthusiasm right now because I'm ready to make a tutorial I really am excited about making. Yes, and I'm also on my third cup of coffee. That could also contribute to some of this newfound artificial synthetic energy. Well, no, I guess it's organic. I mean, coffee beans come from the ground.
I am a complete disgrace to the coffee bean.
What I'm going to be talking about today is setting up a reverb send, a very complex, almost three-dimensional reverb kind of send, where you have a center signal for reverb, and you also have stuff going on in the sides as well, like left to right. Bob Powers talks about that a lot, so I guess we could just go ahead and start with an instance of Vital here. Vital is a free plugin, by the way. It is completely free. They make packs that aren't free, but I should mention the GUI messes up sometimes in it, which is a little off-putting for a lot of people. Like what you saw just then was actually the GUI messing up and glitching. So that is normal. That is common. Don't freak out if that happens to you, because that is actually very common. But we're just going to go ahead and start with this basic cardboard cube. We're going to go ahead and lay out some chords. That should be good. Let's not clip though. How about that? What we're going to do first, we're going to open up an instance of Patcher. And let's pull up Patcher here. Good, we have Patcher in. And so now we have to choose our first reverb plugin. Now there's tons of choices I could choose from here because I have a billion reverbs at the moment. Let's try Ambience. Ambience is a very nice reverb. I love ambience. Let's mess with the time knob. We're making this super washed out. Let's cut out some of the lower frequencies and lower and mid. Turn up treble around 2K and upwards. What we're going to do here is we can honestly just have this instance of the reverb auto pan, or not even auto pan, but have like a tremolo effect. Shaper Box is very good for that, but you can do this with volume automation. You can do this with freeware tremolo VSTs. Melda makes a very good tremolo VST plugin. I also have Infiltrator, which is very good for stuff like that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take an instance of Sanford Bass Tightener, which is free. And what this plugin is going to do is it's actually going to cut out any stereo below a certain frequency. So all stereo below, we'll say 4K. You might be wondering, like, why would you do that though? Now it just sounds super centered. It sounds a lot more mono. Well, it's because once we have all the reverbs in here, it's going to be a lot more three-dimensional. But one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is this could use a little more grit, in my opinion. I'll take barrier. Oh, and let's make sure I'm smart disabling all this. Okay, good. Always smart disable. This is also a free plugin, by the way. So we're really building just grit here at this point. Crazy. All right, let's go ahead and get a dry instance of the plugin. This will be our dry channel. So no reverb will go there. Let's go ahead and take another fruity balance knob, because this fruity balance knob will act as the gain utility for controlling level for this reverb, the ambience reverb. It's just going to be in the background, honestly. And then now we can take something like Reflex, which gets very insane. I can't believe this reverb is even free half the time, because it's just absolutely nutty. And I want to compress Reflex heavily though. So we'll use Frontier, which is also free. A lot of great freeware out there, guys. Like, seriously, there's some great freeware VSTs that you would never think are free. Oh my. Let's just kind of bring this in subtly. We're gonna cut off low end though. Now that could probably use some saturation of its own. We'll go ahead and put Decapitator there for this reverb's distortion. Decapitator will be saturating Reflex. We'll also have some slight volume shaping going on here as well. Get our gain utility on there as well. Cool. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add our third reverb, which will be Dreamscape, which is, as the name implies, this one gets crazy. It's very dreamy, actually. Which I thought Reflex alone was a very dreamy reverb. It's fun to mess with the reflection times too. We'll mess with the pre-delay even on here. Then I want to take an instance of Glitch Shifter after Dream Delay, and I'm going to mess with the octaves some. have it down 12 semitones just to see how it would sound, because I'm very curious. But we'll have the dry wet messed with a little too there. And make sure we get a gain utility, of course. And we'll ease it in. That's crazy. Just heavily limited. Now we're gonna do something really crazy. We're gonna put it all back into another reverb plugin, all of it, because we want this very drowned out. Everything except for our main input, which is the dry signal. So that's down here. I love how there's an onboard EQ in this plugin. We'll bury it again. Let's go ahead and get another instance of glitch shifter here. And this time, instead of 12 semitones down, we're going to have it a full octave up. And the wet will be all the way at the top. That'll go back into Phoenix Verb. How about that? Now let's go ahead and get another Sanford bass tightener. Thatcher's getting really nutty now. This one, we're gonna get rid of all high end. Have it go back into reflex. Another instance of reflex, because reflex is just nuts. And we'll mess with the size on this instance of it. Let's go ahead and put Supermassive on here. Which I think this reverb is still free too, like this one. Should be still free. Now let's go back to our dry signal. And what we're gonna do with the dry signal now that we know how everything else sounds, we're gonna go ahead and put a delay on it, a very wet delay that makes it kind of fade in almost.
Crazy.
As you get rid of layers, it's just interesting to hear how it sounds. All this into Clip Freak now. Gives it a little bit of grit now. Get the original signal back. The original dry, just the dry signal. Go with another instance of Valhalla. Dry signal going into Valhalla on a different path. Let's have it all go back into emergence now. Well, everything except this big weird reverb duder datter. This is amazing, by the way, emergence. Crazy VST, and it's free. Compress this too. Back into another instance of Shaper Box now. So you can do whatever you want. I mean, the possibilities here are absolutely endless, or as far as your CPU power will take it before you get a crash like I do. Now we're actually gonna have another instance of Shaper Box here. Crazy. So with all this turned off, it just started like that. Now if we mess with some of the modulation in here, let's see what we can get. Absolutely nuts. Sounds like a bigger plugin now, like is making all this happen. It sounds like this is one big reverb plugin. Get another instance of dry signal. You know, you could keep this going all day, literally. We'll get Pitch Monster this time. Turn up the octave quite a bit. Mess with the grain rate and the granulizer it has built in, or the granular thing. It's kind of crazy, actually. And we'll make the dry wet down a little bit. I'll go ahead and take Reflex again. Let's go ahead and saturate all of it. Oh, that is nutty. That's just the pitch monster and reflex right now. Let's check and make sure we're not getting any phasing, like unwanted phasing. Oh, that sounds good to me. And you can put anything into this. Let's go ahead and try Soft Piano by Streamlabs. Just see how it sounds in the reverb. So by itself, it sounds like this. Let's add another decapitator, just for fun. We'll go ahead and take Infiltrator this time. And with Infiltrator, it's got any effect you can imagine almost in here. It's actually really crazy. You have a bandpass filter of that same filter. Low pass, which is the default is low pass, high pass. And aside from filters, I mean, there's other things like frequency shifter here. Like FM. So I need to use this plugin a lot more actually because I rely on Shaperbox a lot, but I really like the potential that this plugin has for really just crazy, almost like just granular, nutty experimental sound design. But we're gonna focus on the gain utility here. Have some movement happening, some light movement. Let's turn the grid off, the snap on the grid. Really intricate with these lines for a second. Crazy. We can mess with some distortion if we want. Different distortion types. Let's get another reverb in here. Blend it in. Go ahead and take one more gain instance here. I guess my goal with this was to make it like almost three-dimensional, but also have a lot of movement like it does there. Take G-clip, saturate it a bit. We're gonna take Fresh Air and really give it some of those higher harmonics back as well. There we go. I hear them now. I hear those higher harmonics. So now if we go ahead and take another fruity balance knob, get that dry signal back again. This patch is getting very complex now. We're going to have this be completely mono, so we want to get it as mono as we possibly can. Uh-oh. I thought that almost crashed for a second there. Probably did almost crash. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, we'll take another instance of reflex now, and this reflex is going to be totally mono. Really give it some air. Now you can hear the piano notes hitting in Spitfire Labs soft piano. We're turning soft piano into a brighter piano. Let's try Master Deck. I haven't actually tried this plugin yet, but it's free at the moment from Plugin Alliance. Well, that sounds incredible. I've never used this plugin before until now. That foundation knob really makes a difference. So now it's damp. Now it's wet. Something I'm gonna go ahead and do is with this foundation knob, now that I have it selected like that, go to parameters, last tweak, it's that foundation knob right here. We're gonna go ahead and to the surface here and make a knob for that. We'll make it a big knob. Pull it damp bright. And then we will take this right here, this red doohickey here, link it all the way back here. Well, can't really see, so. Now we'll link it all the way back here. And so damp, bright. So crazy. And then if I want to take it a step further here, I really can, and it gets kind of insane. Let's move all this to where we can see everything. And this part might take a second. And we will go, I think that's all the reverbs now. So let's see what happens if I turn this knob. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Wow. It's like a whip. The sound itself is whipping. you really wanted like as much control as possible, you can automate more parameters in here and add more knobs. Or if you really want good peak control, you know, I would add a limiter at the end or something at this chain, or some kind of compressor to catch those peaks. Or you could even just lightly saturate it more or heavily saturate it more. I mean, it's all up to you. It's just dependent upon the tone that you're actually going for and like how you want it to sound. So in this case, I wanted to go for like kind of like a big washed out sound. So that's exactly what I've done here. So yeah, that's basically the video. I guess I'll go ahead and I think I'll save this patcher patch actually, because this might be weird to try on some sounds at some point. So we'll go to sound design, we'll go to patcher tools, we'll go to custom ambiances. I already have some reverbs here that I made at other points, like even granular glitching reverbs. That might be really fun to do a video on soon. And we'll call this Big Dream Verb. Yeah, with lots of exclamation points, because why not? At some point, I actually plan to do a tutorial on how to set up Patcher and like actually route knobs to almost create sort of your own interface for plugins and stuff. So anyway, yeah, with that said, yeah, peace.